KC9GCR in for WGN.
In for WGN, K9GCR, hello Bob.
Hello there, Jimmy. Hey, you want to check me in for an early bird? I was going to stick around for about an hour, but I had got to run down to Wally Road and get something for the wife before she gets off work and everything. So I'm going to be leaving the house here in about 10 minutes.
Okay, Bob, I'll put you down as an early bird, yeah.
Okie dokie there. I don't think, I know I won't be back to after 10. Just she's working her second job today. So anyway, have a good night, Jimmy, and I hope you get one check-in. I'll talk to you later. KC9GCR for WJN.
Okay, sounds good, Bob. I already got you down as an early bird check-in, so you have a good evening, and we'll talk to you later. 73 K9GCR, be clear.
Let's see what we got here. Waiting on Jimmy to get online here, which should be in about 4 minutes. Until then, I'm getting the rest of the stream set up. Running a little bit late today. Hope you guys are okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Alrighty, Jimmy will be on here in about a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and switch screens here. Catch y'all in a little bit.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport. I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby ramp radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide an unintermittent place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus awesome. You need to have that program in your radio in order to have access to the repeater. Those who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 195 simplex. Right here, we now to and check into the net. This is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, March 22nd, 2024. This net is being live streamed on the internet via YouTube. Thanks to Mike KD9MED and Rochelle for doing that. He's also recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Those of you who are listening on the internet, you want to check in with Mike K9MED via the internet, and he in turn will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time on mobile stations. If you can't stay for the net, you got something else going on, I'll take your short time mobile check-in. If you have traffic, you can do your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in, see whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or hamfests. And, okay, then we'll do our regular features. We'll do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of a radio do you want, what kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, FT8, DMR, or APRS, or what have you. You have any technical questions, please feel free to answer them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll do our Friday Night Fun Net contest / DX Corner. Did you make any DX contact this week? I sure did last week, and I'll tell you about it. And then, of course, if you know of any contests taking place, please let us know that too. Then we'll do our swap net. You have any items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies, ramps, radio, or computers, we'll definitely do that. Tonight's topic. This is something I do every year at about this time. WWE World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford. They're putting on an exhibition that's coming Sunday evening at the BMO Center. So we want to know who your favorite professional wrestler is, either now, today, or back in the day. Back in the golden era, if you want to call it that. That's what we'll talk about. Okay. As I'm doing, I got the TV on and watching Friday Night SmackDown on Channel 39. Okay. At this time, I'll take, with all so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time on mobile stations? I'd like to check in. Please call now.
W9JTC Gonna check in short time, Jimmy. Have a great net, sir.
K9NW, short time.
K9VU, Michael in Janesville, short time, no traffic.
KD9VBX, Erica in Janesville, short time, no traffic.
Okay, I want to leave some space in there in case we need more. I got 4 stations checked in short time. W9JTC, Kevin and Robert got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. Southern, have a good evening. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe have got you checked in short time. Southern, have a good evening. And thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you on the Ragson net tomorrow night. 89VU, Mike in Janesville, I've got you checked in. Southern, you have a good evening. Thank you, Richie, checking in. KD9VBX, Erica in Janesville, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you. No, that's right, you're checking in short time. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday night fun net. Are there any more short time remote stations I'd like to check in? Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Low Spurt, short time 73, clear.
KC9QPL, Paul in Loves Park, I've got you checked in, Paul. Thanks for checking in, Southern, have a good evening. Any more short-time remote stations I'd like to check the Friday night fun net, please call now.
K9TCR, good evening, Jimmy. W9AXD, Chad and Janesville, I'm short time as well, buddy. Have a good net, W9AXD.
W9AXD, Chad and Janesville also checked in short time. Okay, Southern, you have a good evening, Chad, and thank you for checking in. Depending on how long, what time this net gets started, I think we'll now tune into your repeater for the night watch net out of Chicago. Thanks for doing that for us. Thanks for checking in, Chad. Any more short-time remote stations I'd like to check in the Friday night fun net this time? Please call now.
Sounds good, Jimmy. Thanks. W9AXD, clear.
Southern, Chad, thanks. Any more short-time remote stations I'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
Kilo Bravo 9, Sugar Victor, Mike and Roscoe.
KD9SSV, Mike and Roscoe got you checked in, Mike. Thanks for checking in. Southern, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Well, I'm sure we'll catch you on the Ragson net tomorrow night. Thanks for checking in. Any more short-time remote stations I'd like to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 station check. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to check in Al, K9EPC, Don Rochelle. He's having a problem with his oxygen machine. He wasn't sure that he doesn't think he's going to get on the air tonight. So I'm going to put him down as a check-in. I know he's probably listening, but he can't come to the radio right now. Hopefully that situation will be resolved and get his oxygen machine fixed soon. Hold on. Okay, we'll put him down as a regular check-in then. Okay, there being no further short-time remote stations, and okay, we're going to go ahead and at this time I'll take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net. Please go now. Are there any general check-ins from northern Illinois who would like to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KD9MED, no traffic.
W9DW, no traffic.
KD9MED, Mike from Rochelle.
Illinois. K9YBG, Dale and Robert have got to check in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Thanks for checking in. K9BWM, Bruce, also and Robert, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thank you for checking in. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois would like to check in the Friday night fund at this time. Please call now.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. He's doing the honors of live stream this net on the internet on YouTube and recording it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun that's on the Facebook page. Okay, Mike, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around there. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. Okay, there being no further checks from Northern Illinois, at this time I'll take in general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin. Any general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. One more time, we have any general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. Well, it is Friday night fish right now in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, or bluegills. Those of you in the Milwaukee area eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, your cheese lovers eat some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. At this time, I'll take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Desk. Please call now.
KD9MED.
KD9MED, Gary and Robert. Okay, Gary, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Aim. Stand by hotline. Okay, that was, this is Friday Night Fun at K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. That was John Casey 9 DDF in Elgin, Illinois, checking in on the Friday Night Fun at Central Hotline. Did you hear that phone ring, folks? That's a real telephone ring, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. All right. At this time, we have any more checking either Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin would like to check in. Please call now. Okay, well, there being we'll get for some more check-ins later on. Right now, from what I understand, the Jefferson and Sterling Rockwall's Hamfest were very successful. From what I understand, there was one person out in Sterling. He sold everything he had at the Sterling Hamfest. So that is definitely good. Let's see, we got some more Hamfests coming up. If I can find I got my rah-rah ham rag. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh boy, all right. Okay. All right. Just a minute, one moment, please. Oh, I'll tell you what. We'll save that for later on about these Hamfests. I'll tell you what. We've got some VE testing sessions coming up. Let's see, all right. Just a minute. No. Okay, coming up on March 3rd. 2024 at the Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the MRAC VEC Incorporated. The location will be at Ham Radio Outlet on you know where that's at, on Good Hope Road. 5710 Good Hope Road, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53223 4736. The time is from 9:30 a.m. Walk-ins allowed to learn more. On the April 6th, we got one coming up here in Freeport. Let's see. I believe that will be in 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. April 6, 2024. State Line Amateur Radio Club at the Freeport Public Library. Time is 12:30 p.m. Walk-ins are allowed. Learn more. Also on April 6th, there's one in Madison, Wisconsin. Well, we're not going to concern ourselves with that. Okay, stand by. Let me get my papers straightened out here. Okay, let's go ahead then with the. All right, let's go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net the tech corner. Are you having any problem with your power supply and amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of radio you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, FT8, DMR. What kind of radio do you want to buy? Do you have any technical questions? Please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring for the net? Okay, one more time. Any stations that have any technical questions that they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, let's go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net contest / DX Corner. Did anybody make any DX contacts this week? I'll get to mine in a few minutes. Anybody have any DX reports or contest information I'd like to pass along? Please go ahead. KD9MED, Gary, did you make any DX reports? Do you have any contest information you'd like to pass along?
This is KD9MED. Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I was on the air for about 40 minutes late Wednesday night to try out the low bands after sunset. I was getting spotted real good on 80, but nobody was coming back to me. I made a total of 10 contacts on 40 and 30. They're all continental United States. The most distant one was K9RFD in Orlando, Javier. He's about 1,000 miles away. KD9MED.
Okay, well, not bad. Thanks for your gesture for making a contact with K9MCO in Orlando, Florida. That ain't bad at all. That's great. Okay. Okay, let me get out my logbook. I'll tell you about the contacts I made. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Last weekend was the Virginia QSO party. Let's see. My first contact was on 14.255. With at 18:02 hours with November X-ray 3 at Alba. He was giving me 5.0. He was now all the different counties. I didn't have time to write them all in it, but I'm just gonna give you the calls. Next second contact was on 14.260 at 1828 at Kilo 4 Uniform Kilo. He was giving me 5.0. Third contact was on 14.227 at the 1906 hours. Kilo 4 Oscar, I believe it was Bravo, Quebec. He was giving me 5.0. Let me reset. This is K9G Star to Friday Night Fun and K9RFD Repeater Rockford transmitting from Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. The fourth contact was on 14.262 megahertz at 2000 hours exactly with Whiskey 4 November Foxtrot. He was giving me 6.0. The fifth contact was on 14.234 megahertz at 2011 hours with Kilo 4 Tango. He was giving me 6.0. And on 14.2 at 90, the sixth contact was at 23:55 hours Zulu, Kilo 4 Hotel Papa. She was giving me 8.0. Let me reset. My last two contacts were on Sunday. The last Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, on 14.285 megahertz at 1806 hours with Kilo Whiskey 4 Victor Alpha. He was giving me 4.0, and the last contact was on 14.266 megahertz at 1935 hours with Kilo 9 Mike Bravo Quebec. He was giving me 5.0. And my last three contacts was with the 268 group. They had their net on the weekends. Well, every day of the week on 7.268 megahertz. I actually made three contacts. So okay, those are my HF contacts this week. My 8 contacts with the Virginia QSO party.
Sounds good to me, Jimmy. What was that second one you read off? Kilo 4.
Kilo 4 Uniform Kilo.
Oh, just K4K. Okay, let me check him. No, I checked them all here. None of them in my logs, so I've got a lot of work to do to catch up with you on that. I've got kind of a little DX story if you want to hear it.
Sure, go ahead. Why not? Nobody's going anywhere. Go ahead.
In 1977, the United States launched the Voyager 1 satellite, and for a long time now it's just been transmitting gibberish back to it, and we got lucky on March 15th. They gave it a nudge, and it actually sent back something intelligible, so it's still functioning, and it's 15 billion miles away. So that's the most distant DX that mankind has ever achieved. And just to think of brief reset. Just to think of a radio that was designed and built, 50 years ago, that withstood the rigors of blast off, the vacuum of space, the temperature extremes, the micrometeorites, the cosmic rays, and other ionizing radiation, and the thing still runs. It's an amazing radio engineering achievement, I think. So there you go, KD9MED.
That's great. And I think if I remember correctly, unless there might have been another spacecraft too, they put a design of an actual human being on there in case that would encounter any planet with any other form of life. If I remember correctly, but that's great. That's still working. That's still working after all these about almost half a century.
Yeah, that plaque is kind of controversial. I'm not really sure it's such a good idea to send a message to to the aliens to say, here we are, come eat us, you know. But at least the radio works good, and the onboard computer works good. Just think of what technology was like in 1977, and just how does that work? I don't even know what frequencies they use to telemeter the thing. There was another one that was launched about the same time called Voyager 2, and as far as I know, that's operating also. KD9MED.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too. Okay, hey, thanks, Gary, for your DX report. Sure appreciate that. Okay, does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Okay, sounds good. All right, let's just a minute. Okay, let's go ahead with the swap net. All empty box order trading must be related to obvious RAM trading or computers. All empty box order trading must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. Any mention price over here, but the action should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Anybody have any swap net traffic you'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please phone now.
KD9YFT, Rich in China.
KD9YFT, good evening, Rich in China. Thank you for coming to the weather spotter class this past Tuesday. It was a pleasure meeting you in person. How did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was interesting. I learned a lot. So, yeah, I might, you never know, be out spotting or at least report what I see in my backyard.
Okay, sounds good. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for a roundtable. But thanks for checking in. I want to see if we got any more stations you want to check in. Thanks for checking in, Rich, and it was a pleasure meeting you in person this past Tuesday in the Weather Spotter class. Any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net at this time? Please go now. Okay. We'll go to the roundtable. As you know, well, if you haven't heard on the radio, World Wrestling Federation, it was back in the day. World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford at the Demo Center this coming Sunday. They're going to put on like about a 2-hour show or something like that. I think the main event is going to be, Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the son of the late, great Dusty Rhodes. Okay. Let's see. Dale, KD9YBG. I don't know if you're a fan of pro wrestling or not. If you are, who was your favorite wrestler back in the day? Who's your favorite wrestler now? Okay, I know that was not Dale. That's illegal interference and malicious interference. That will not be tolerated. You will be reported to the FCC and your equipment will be taken away from you. KD9YBG. Dale, are you with us? I don't know what happened, Dale. Your signal is not coming in the best. When you checked in, your signal was beautiful. I don't know if you're on your HT or not, but why don't you get back on your base?
KD9YBG,
That is a lot better, a lot better.
Yeah, I was saying probably like on the Claw back in the old days. You had Greg Gagne and the High Flyers there, and then they had Rowdy Ronnie Piper. That's when I used to watch it, but I don't know anybody new anymore. KD9YBG back to net.
Okay, Dale, I'm sorry about earlier. I thought somebody was playing games. I didn't know that was you. I apologize. But okay, yeah, I'm watching Friday Night SmackDown right now on Channel 39. Oh, right now they're advertising, so okay. Thanks for checking in there, Dale. Sorry about that. Bruce, N9BWM, what's going on with you? Who was your favorite pro wrestler back in the day? Who's your favorite wrestler now? N9BWM, Bruce, are you still with us? Okay, KD9MED, Mike, what's going on with you? Who was your favorite pro wrestler back in the day? I think when we talked last year, I think you were a Hulk Hogan fan. Or did I misunderstand you? What do you say?
KD9MED here. Yeah, Hogan, he's pretty good. I always liked the Randy, the Macho Man Savage there as well. You know, and way back in the day, good Lord, I think I used to watch Mean Gene on television as well. This is KD9MED back to net.
Mean Gene Okerlund, yes. He was originally, it was the AWA, American Wrestling Association, based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I used to watch him Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Channel 13. It was All-Star Wrestling, yes. Then he moved on to, it was then the WWF, it's now WWE. So, okay, sounds good. Okay, Mike, thanks for checking in. Let me know if you have any other, any internet checkers or what have you. Okay, Gary, K9MED. I don't know if you're a fan of pro wrestling or not, but I'm sure growing up in Chicago, if you did, of course, you had your local pro wrestlers there. Who was your favorite wrestler back in the day?
This is KD9MED. Well, I never watched wrestling, so I don't know that. The only thing I know about wrestlers is the ones who turned into actors and showed up in the movies. So I'll give a shout out to Tor Johnson, the Swedish wrestler who starred in a couple of Ed Wood's movies, for instance, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Beloved character actor. KD9MED.
Okay, sounds good, Kerry. Thanks for checking in. Okay, Rich, KD9YFD. Who is your favorite pro wrestler back in the day? Who's your favorite wrestler today?
Well, back in the day, it would have been the Crusher, and I don't follow it today, so I don't know anybody in there. But I remember watching the Crusher and All-Star Wrestling back in the day, and then, of course, my brother and I would get into a fight, and then we'd wait for next week and do the same thing. But that's all a story I have about pro wrestling, and back to the net. Thanks.
Sounds good, Rich. Hey, thanks for checking in, and again, thank you for coming to the Weather Spiral classroom in Freeport this past Tuesday. It was a pleasure meeting you in person. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for checking in. That concludes my list. Do we have any more stations? So I can check in the Friday Night Fun Net. If you're going over your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you're just turning your radio on, you've been commenting me for the last 35 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region with traffic. Please call K9GCR.
K9GCR. This is Kilo Delta 9, Kilo Whiskey Romeo, down in Beloit.
KD9 KWR. Good evening. Good evening, Don. Thank you for checking in. I'm not able to hear you when you check into the Chad's simplex net there, but okay. I was asking the question. WWE was coming to Rockford this Sunday. I do this every year. Every time they come, I'm asking everybody who your favorite pro wrestler is, like now or back in the day.
Oh gosh. I guess the one that stands out was the Crusher out of Milwaukee. And then we had Baron von Raschke. He had the claw thing there. And of course, Jesse the Body Ventura. So those are the ones I remember the most. So.
Yep, Jesse the Body Ventura. I'll tell you what, he went on to star in the WWF, and he went on to become the governor of Minnesota. He ran on the independent ticket. He won. He beat both Republican and Democratic candidates back in 1998. He only served one term and decided not to run for re-election. That was great.
Yeah, I think his probably best moment in history was his role in the movie Predator with Old Painless. That was pretty cool.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, Don, thank you for checking in. 73, have a good evening. Any more stations would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Kilo Delta Niner Zulu Papa Golf for an in and out check-in. Just step away, but wanted to get my name in there.
KD9ZP. I screwed up that call. Just a minute. Kilo Delta 9 Zulu Papa Golf. Okay, I got you checked in. I guess you're going to be short. Before I let you go, do you have a favorite pro wrestler, or do you even follow that? Or who was your favorite wrestler back in the day?
Oh, I never really did get too much into wrestling, but for me, it would have been, in my generation, The Rock was the big guy when I was growing up.
By the way, he's back on. He's just, the past few weeks, he made appearances on on the Monday night, I think a Raw or SmackDown. Right now, Roman Reigns, the current undisputed heavyweight champion, is on with his advisor, Paul Heyman. By the way, Paul Heyman just got inducted into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. So that ceremony will take place before WrestleMania. Okay. John, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to let you go, Sundry. Have a good evening. Talk to you down the log.
Good note, 7-3. Have a good night.
7-3, thank you for checking in. Any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now. Okay, I'll tell you what. Now, I'm going to tell you about some of the wrestlers I followed way back in the day. All right, the Crusher, yes. He was my all-time favorite. The wrestler who made Milwaukee famous. The one, the only, the Crusher. He had a cousin, the Bruiser, Dick the Bruiser. They used to wrestle out of Milwaukee, out of Chicago. Oh, yeah. I used to see that. And let's see. Oh, yeah, Vern Gagne, yes. And his son, Greg Gagne, they teamed up with Jim Brunzell, the High Flyers. Wahoo McDaniels, Billy Red Cloud, the Vachon brothers. Butcher and Mad Dog, Vachon, yes. Blackjack, Lanza, Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens. And let's see, Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, Ivan Putski, and Baron von Raschke, yes, the Clawmaster. Oh yeah, some of the great wrestlers back in the day. Cowboy Bob Orton. He's the father of Randy Orton. Oh yeah, back in the day. Let me hear your set. Then in recent years, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Styling, profiling, walking down that aisle. Oh yeah. And the late great Randy Macho Man Savage. Then Elizabeth. Well, a lot of people don't know Elizabeth. In real life, Elizabeth was his wife. I'm not kidding you, folks. And oh yeah, Andre the Giant. Those of you remember that great match between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant? Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Man. Those are some of the great names in pro wrestling. Yeah, yes. Wrestler today, Drew McIntyre. And let's see, Cody Rhodes. I told you he was the son of the late Dusty Rhodes. And Roman Reigns. Oh yeah, Seth freaking Rollins. You bet. Yesterday and today in the world of pro wrestling. Okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9, KWR.
Yeah, go ahead, Don.
You can't forget about Bobby the Brain Heenan. You know, he was the ultimate gangster, I guess you would say.
Oh, hey, ain't that the truth? Ultimate gangster is right. Oh yeah, great manager. He managed Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens. They were for several years, they were the AWA Tag Team Champions. Yes. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention Larry the Axe Hennig, or Larry Pretty Boy Hennig, big enough to go bear hunting with a switch, and his tag team partner, Handsome Harley Race. Yes. The great names in pro wrestling back in the day. Thanks for checking in there, Don. Any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. This is a radio nut joke from Mike, KC9CFL. You know you're a radio nut when the oldest electronic device in your house is your radio. If you have homemade radio nut jokes you want to pass along, you can give me a call here on the radio on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. Okay, do we have any more stations you'd like to check in? Please call now.
KC9CFL checking in, no traffic. And I heard the radio nut joke. I love it.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go ahead and put you down. We're talking about the pro wrestling. Yes, you probably may have heard WWE is coming to Rockford this coming Sunday. They're going to be at the BMO Center. There are going to be several matches. I think the featured one is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. You know, Drew McIntyre with that Claymore. Who was your favorite wrestler now? Who was your favorite wrestler back in the day?
Well, Jimmy, I don't really have one now. I haven't watched in a gazillion years. But I was of the era of like Hollywood Hulk Hogan and oh God, who else? The Undertaker was amazing to me. Junkyard Dog. I even remember the cartoon that they had. You know, Andre the Giant. I loved Andre. But yeah, I was old school.
Oh yeah, the Undertaker. That's right. Now he recently retired. Oh yeah, I think he was at one time, he won every WrestleMania match for 20 years until it was snapped. I think one other time he lost in WrestleMania, so I think he only had 2 losses. But oh yeah, that guy was something else. I really enjoyed him. He had his sidekick there, Paul Bearer.
Yeah, I loved it when he'd knock you to the ground and then put you in the casket. It was wonderful. And the way he would, you'd hear the bell dong, and then he would sit up. You know, it was great. It was definitely awesome showmanship. So.
Oh, of course, sure. That's for sure there. So, hey, Mike. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you down the line.
KC9 CFL will be listening. Thanks, Jimmy.
You're welcome. Right now, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are having a face-to-face conversation. At the SmackDown's on Channel 39, if anybody's interested. So, okay. Do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FE, I'll be short time for a while, Jimmy.
K9FE, okay, Justin, I've got you checked in. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking in. Okay, do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Alright, now I'm going to fumble and bubble around with my papers again. I want to get some more, I want to read some more information about some more of these ham fests we got coming up. Sterling, Rock Falls, and Jefferson were big successes, I'm happy to report. I think Sterling, I think Jefferson had the biggest crowd they had in several years. So that ain't bad at all. I think that's great. All right, here's one. Madison Hamfest, sponsored by MARA, M-A-R-A, the Madison Area Repeater Association, the nonprofit organization. Saturday, April 13th, 2024, 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. The MARA Hamfest features vendors of new and used equipment for amateur radio, electronics, computers, computer parts, and software. Come see our huge flea market in the Manned Community Center, spacious 26,000 square foot main hall. BE testing starts at 10 a.m. Vendor space is sold on a first come, first served basis. The location will be the Manned Community Center, same location since 2000. GPS, I'm not going to forget that. Great piece of you-know-what, as far as I'm concerned. Address, 400 Manta Parkway, Stoughton, Wisconsin. Directions. Let me reset. Directions. Take U.S. Highway 51 south from Madison to downtown Stoughton, Wisconsin. Turn south on 4th Street, and the Man Center is 3 blocks ahead on the left. Talking on Mara's wide area repeater 147150 megahertz, PL 123.0. Might as well say parking is free. Cellar setup Friday night at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Ticket table and chair prices. Tables are limited to availability. We ain't going to worry about that. All right. Just a minute. Oh, you know what? We ain't going to worry about that one. let's talk about the one closest around here. That's the DeKalb Ham Fest, sponsored by the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club. Sunday, May 5th, 2024, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The vendor tailgate setup Saturday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. via back gate. By the way, Richard, N9ZO in Belvedere has tickets for that Ham Fest. $8 advance ticket or double stubs, and the $10 admission at the gate, single stub. You can contact Richard N9ZO at area code 815-547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686 if you want tickets for the Sandwich Ham Fest. Okay, overnight camping on fairgrounds, $25 per night, includes electric and sewer. Rain or shine, 2 large buildings, 3 cash prizes. Prize drawings every half hour. Free outside tailgating, no VE testing. Chairs not furnished. That means you gotta bring your own. Food vendor, Hy-Vee. Fairground regulations prohibit vehicles in buildings. It shows a map. It's always the first Sunday in May, May 5th, 2024. Sandwich Fairground, Sandwich, Illinois. Just north of Route 34 intersection of Suey Dam and Gleddy Roads. Talk in KARC Repeater 146730 PL 100.0 minus all center 146.52 simplex. Please use main gate. If you have any questions, call Bob Yours, W9ICU, Hamfest Chairman at 815-757-3219 or email W9CU at arrl.net. KARC Hamfest webpage / hotel info www.kare-club.org. Alright, that's enough of that. Okay, let's move on. Do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Sorry about that, folks. I'm trying to get everything put away here. This is what happens when you have a zillion newspapers and papers at my radio set. Any more stations I'd like to check in this time, please call now. Well, for whatever reason, the net's kind of slow tonight. I know there are no meetings underway or what yet, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe people are watching the Friday Night SmackDown. Oh well, they'll be around shortly. So let's go ahead. We're going to do a little bit of Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is for those who are studying for their first ham radio license. And let's see. We have people who they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. You can monitor the state police or see the county sheriff. They are not encrypted, and what have you. And of course, people listen to us just for the fun of it. Okay. All right, just a minute. Now, I'm trying to avoid the same questions. It's kind of hard to do, but nonetheless. Okay, here's one. I haven't read this one for a while. First question. Which of the following self-assigned indicators are acceptable when using a phone transmission? A. KL7CC/W3. B. KL7CC/W3. C. KL7CC/W3. This is not double talk, folks. And D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following self-assigned indicators are acceptable when using a phone transmission? A. KL7CC stroke W3. B. KL7CC slant W3. C. KL7CC slash W3. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, which of the following self-assigned indicators are acceptable when using a phone transmission? A. KL7CC stroke W3. B. KL7CC slant W3. C. KL7CC slash W3. Well, the correct answer is D. Delta. All these choices are correct. 97.119C, FCC Part 97, 119C says one or more indicators may be encoded with the call sign. Each indicator must be separated from the call sign by a slant mark or by any suitable word that denotes the slant mark. If an indicator is self-assigned, it must be included before, after, or both before or after, and after the call sign. I'm ready to license manual page 8-4. Okay. What is the approximate velocity of a radio wave in free space? A. 150,000 kilometers per second. B. 300 million meters per second. C. 300 million miles per hour. D. 150,000 miles per hour. What is the approximate velocity of a radio wave in free space? A. 150,000 kilometers per second. B. 300 million meters per second. C. 300 million miles per hour. D. 150,000 miles per hour. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Go with B Bravo there, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What is the approximate velocity of a radio wave in free space? Correct answer is B Bravo. 300 million meters per second. The speed of light in space and air is very close to 300 million meters per second. Or 300 million or 3 times 10 meters per second. Ambry to license manual page 2-5. Just a minute. Which of the following should be considered when selecting an accessory SWR meter? A. The frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. B. The distance that the meter will be located from the antenna. C. The types of modulation being used at the station. D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following should be considered when selecting an accessory SWR meter? A. The frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. B. The distance that the meter will be located from the antenna. C. The types of modulation being used at the station. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. Which of the following should be considered when you're selecting an accessory SWR meter? Correct answer is A alpha. the frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. SWR is the same everywhere along a feed line, but it is usually measured at the transmitter's connection to the feed line. An SWR meter is used to measure SWR and is often built into the transceiver. If an external or standalone SWR meter is used, be sure it is specified for the frequency range in use so that it will make accurate measurements. And Radio License Manual, page 4-10. This is K9G Star, the Friday Night Fun, and the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. Before I continue, do we have any more stations I'd like to check in? Please go now. It seems to me like the net's kind of slow now. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's continue. What is the function of an SPDT switch? A single circuit is open or closed. B, two circuits are open or closed. C, a single circuit is switched between one of two other circuits. D, two circuits are each switched between one or two other circuits. What is the function of an SPDT switch? A single circuit is open or closed. B, two circuits are open or closed. C, a single circuit is switched between one of two other circuits. D, two circuits are each switched between one of two other circuits. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what is the function of an SPDT switch? Correct answer is C, Charlie. A single circuit is switched between one of two other circuits. And the SPDT switch selects one of two paths, double throw or one circuit, signals pole. Hammer the last manual, page 3-13. Okay, I'm going to do some, we're going to do some questions. We're going to do it in the general class. But before we do any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar, Larry and Rockton.
AC9GO, good evening, Larry. What's going on with you?
Hey, not a whole lot. We didn't get out of the house today with the snow and everything. We decided to just stay home.
I hear you. We had 7.5 inches of snow fall here, and we had, I think Robert had 6 or 8 inches. How many inches did you get at your location?
I don't know, but it looked like it was like 6 or 7 anyhow. The strange thing, though, is, it melted off the streets. Probably turning to ice tonight, though.
Oh, yeah, yes, that will be. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be sunny with a high of 36 degrees. So a lot of the snow will melt. It's that wet, heavy kind. and the sun is being a lot stronger in the sky than it was back in December and January. So I'll bet you tomorrow we'll probably start seeing a lot of bare ground when that sun starts working on it.
Yeah, roger that. Although I think we're supposed to be hit with a second storm, aren't we?
Well, I think that second storm they're talking about, I think it's supposed to be mostly rain.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe spring has sprung then. But anyhow, go ahead with your questions there, Jimmy. I can't guarantee I'll answer any, but I'll give it a try. C9GO.
Okay, right now I just started doing some of the general Q&A. I read some of the questions, the tech Q&A. But before I do, though, the main topic tonight, we're talking about pro wrestling. WWE is going to be coming to Rockford this coming Sunday. They're going to have an event there at the BMO Center. I think the featured match is, I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the son of the late Dusty Rhodes. Well, I'm asking everybody who your favorite pro wrestler is back in, or like now or back in the day. Do you have a favorite one?
Yeah, I kind of liked a couple of them. Hulk Hogan, I kind of liked him, and long before that, Dick the Bruiser. But there some interesting ones. I haven't seen any wrestling matches for years now, so I'm not really up on the latest.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. That's a lot of people said tonight too. They're not up on the great wrestlers today, what have you. So that sounds good. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go in and I'm going to check in Verna, if it's okay with you.
Go ahead. She's up in bed. AC9GO.
Okay, I'm going to put her down. I put her down anyway. Okay, sounds good. Okay, Larry, thanks for checking in. I missed your net Tuesday night because I was at the Weather Spotter class. I'm glad you had a good turnout, though. 7-3, talk to you later. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
73, Jim. AC9GO.
Okay, are there any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
W9KLG, mobile.
W9KLG, okay, Kevin, I've got you checked in. How are the roads out there?
Oh, they're pretty good, actually. They got them all cleared up and everything.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Justin checked in a few minutes ago. He was short time tonight, but I'm sure I'll probably talk to him later on tonight.
Oh, I'm sure, too. He's been, lately, he's been doing a lot of HF stuff, I think, lately.
I'm glad he enjoys that. That's for sure. That's for sure. Kevin, we're talking about who's your favorite all-time pro wrestler. We're during WWE is coming to Rockford this coming Sunday night. We're going to be at the Metro Center or the BMO. I still call it the Metro Center. Do you have a favorite pro wrestler, or who did you follow back in the day?
Oh wow, yeah. I used to like The Rock. To tell you the truth, when I was younger, it was The Rock, and it was always Stone Cold Steve Austin, and all those other ones like that. The mid-90s people. When I was a young kid, it was always Hulk Hogan. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, most everybody followed him. That's for sure. Yeah, the Rock. He said he's back on now. he made several appearances within the last couple weeks here, I think on the Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, I haven't watched them in years, so I don't know how they're doing now, but I remember it being a big thing when I was a kid and everything. It was always Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, and there's another one, I can't remember their names.
Yeah, Randy Savage. Oh yeah, some of those other guys. Yes. Oh yeah. Ted DiBiase, you bet.
Alrighty, Jimmy, I'll let you get back to the net. I'm almost to work, running a little late, but with what I've been going through the past week, I guess it'll be okay. W9KLG, back to the net.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, the K9RFD Repeater, Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun, that's Central and Freeport. Okay, Kevin, thanks for taking in. Drive safely. We'll talk to you down the hall. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Okay, now we're going to do the general portion of the test. I'm not reading that question. And let's see, all right. Okay. All right, here's one. Which of the following are the least reliable bands for long-distance communications during periods of low solar activity? A, 80 meters and 160 meters. B, 60 meters and 40 meters. C, 30 meters and 20 meters. D, 15 meters, 12 meters, and 10 meters. Which of the following are the least reliable bands for long-distance communications during periods of low solar activity? A, 80 meters and 160 meters. B, 60 meters and 40 meters. C, 30 meters and 20 meters. D, 15 meters, 12 meters, and 10 meters. Anybody correct to answer this question?
AC9GO.
Go ahead, Larry.
Yep, your last answer was a correct answer.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. Which of the following are the least reliable bands for long-distance communications during periods of low solar activity? Correct answer is D delta, 15 meters, 12 meters, and 10 meters. The higher the frequency, the more ionization is needed in the ionosphere in order to refract or bend the radio signal back to the Earth. When solar activity is low, signals at higher frequencies will pass through the ionosphere into space instead of being refracted back to Earth. During periods of low solar activity, the 15 meter, 21 megahertz, 12 meters, 24.9 megahertz, and 10 meters, 28 megahertz bands are the least reliable HF bands for long-distance communication. General class size and manual page 8-7. It remains to be seen when we have the eclipse. When the eclipse takes place on April 8th, what's going to happen? How the radio signals will what will happen then? Okay, why is the skip propagation via the F2 region longer than via the other ionospheric regions? A, because it is the densest. B, because of the Doppler effect. C, because it is the highest. D, because of temperature inversion. Why is skip propagation via the F2 region longer than that via the other ionospheric regions? A, because it is the densest. B, because of the Doppler effect. C, because it is the highest. D, because of temperature inversion. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, Why is skip propagation via the F2 region longer than that via the other atmospheric regions? Correct answer is C, Charlie, because it is the highest. Because the F2 region is the highest atmospheric region, it is the region mainly responsible for long-distance communication. A signal can travel a maximum distance of about 2,500 miles via one hop from the F2 region. General Class License Manual, page 8-1. Okay. What happens as a receiver's noise reduction control level is increased? A. Received signals may become distorted. B. Received frequency may become unstable. C. CW signals may become severely attenuated. D. Received frequency may shift several kilohertz. What happens as a receiver's noise reduction control level is increased? A. Received signals may become distorted. B. Received frequency may become unstable. C. CW signals may become severely attenuated. D. Received frequency may shift several kilohertz. Anybody correct answer to this question? Okay. What happens as the receiver's noise reduction control level is increased? Correct answer is A, alpha. Received signals may become distorted. Okay. How does the total current relate to the individual currents in a circuit of parallel resistors? A. It equals the average of the branch currents. B. It decreases as more parallel branches are added to the circuit. C. It equals the sum of the currents through each branch. D. It is the sum of the reciprocal of each individual voltage drop. How does the total current relate to the individual currents in a circuit of parallel resistors? A. It equals the average of the branch currents. B. It decreases as more parallel branches are added to the circuit. C. It equals the sum of the currents through each branch. D. It is the sum of the reciprocal of each individual voltage drop. Anybody correct answer to this question? Okay, how does the total current relate to the individual currents in a circuit of parallel resistors? Correct answer, C, Charlie. It equals the sum of the currents through each branch. Okay, see, we'll read a couple more here, and I think we'll call it quits for that as far as trivia goes. All right. What happens when an inductor is operated above its self-resonant frequency? A. Its reactance increases. B. Harmonics are generated. C. It becomes capacitive. D. Catastrophic failure is likely. What happens when an inductor is operated above its self-resonant frequency? A. Its reactance increases. B. Harmonics are generated. C. It becomes capacitive. D. Catastrophic failure is likely. Anybody correct answer this question?
I'd say catastrophic mishap is likely. AC9GO.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Larry, sorry about that. That's not correct, but thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
Let me go with B Bravo, KD9MED.
No, sorry, Mike, that ain't correct either.
Okay.
Anybody else want to give it a shot? If not, we'll go ahead and I'll read the question and give the correct answer. Okay. What happens when an inductor is operated above its self-resonant frequency? Well, the correct answer is C, Charlie. It becomes capacitive. Resonance can also occur when a component's expected reactance is equal to the reactance of its parasitic reactance. This is called self-resonance. The result is a component that appears to be a short or open circuit at the self-resonant frequency. Above the self-resonant frequency, the component's reactance switches type, making an inductor capacitive and a capacitor inductive. General Class License Manual, page 4-23. Okay. Last question of the evening. Let's see here. Okay, this is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. Transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. I'll tell you what, before I read this last question, are there any more stations who'd like to check in at this time? Please call now. Okay, this is the last question of the evening. Which of the following conditions will cause a ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI to disconnect AC power? A. Current flowing from one or more of the hot wires to the neutral wire. B. Current flowing from one or more of the hot wires directly to ground. C. Over voltage on the hot wires. D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following conditions will cause a ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI to disconnect AC power? A. Current flowing from one or more of the hot wires to the neutral wire. B. Current flowing from one or more of the hot wires directly to ground. C. Over voltage on the hot wires. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody correct answer this question? Okay. Which of the following conditions will cause a ground fault circuit interrupter GFCI to disconnect AC power? The correct answer is B, Bravo. Current flowing from one or more of the hot wires directly to ground. All right, I'm not going to bother reading this. The discussion is rather lengthy. We'll just forget about it for this evening. That concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next week. Now, any more stations would like to check in this time? Please call now.
KC9GCR. This is Alpha Kilo 9 Foxtrot David, mobile and light tonight.
AK9F, good evening, Dave. Thanks for checking in. How many inches of snow did you get up there?
We had about 4 at the maximum, but a lot of it's melted already.
Okay, sounds good. We had 7.5 inches fall here. I think Robert got about 6 or 8, so okay. Sun's supposed to come out tomorrow. It's supposed to be 36 degrees. I think a lot of the snow is going to be melted. That's going to be, I think it's up here around tomorrow, but that snow is wet and heavy. So, and the sun's a lot higher and stronger than it was in December or January. So I bet a lot of this will go away tomorrow. Okay, Dave, we're talking about pro wrestling. WWE is coming to Rockford this coming Sunday. Be at the BMO Center. Do you have a favorite pro wrestler, or back in the day, or do you follow the sport at all?
I don't follow the sport at all anymore, although I did see a show down at Universal Studios one time, and most people walked out about halfway through.
I believe you on that one. Okay, I probably would too. Dave, thanks for checking in. Drive safely. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
K9F clear.
Okay, any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. This net is being live streamed around the world on YouTube, on the internet. It's also being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. I think we had 168 stations at one time. I don't know how many we have now. Contact Brad AH2I, or Ricky WX9RLD, or Justin K9FDO, and they'll get you signed up. All you have to do is go to the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page, punch in your call sign, and follow instructions, and you're in business. You get to hear last week's net, and what have you. You get to see past editions of the Friday Night Fun Net. Now, if you didn't listen to last week's net, you're going to enjoy it. And of course, we had the sad news about Scott Francis, 89SF, passing away last week. But you hear the read, it was the St. Patrick's Day edition. I was asking everybody if they were going to Sterling, Rock Falls, or Jefferson to the Ham Fest. You'll find out the real story about corned beef and cabbage, and that's all I'll say about it. So, okay, let me reset. Okay, listen to the Friday Night Fun Net all day, every day, or all night, every night. It's Friday night, every night of the week with the Friday Night Fun Net. Let's say at 3 o'clock in the morning you can't sleep. So I'm going to turn on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page and listen to the Friday Night Fun Net. If that doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. Then we got the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. That's our code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636. You've seen my telephone, the picture of my telephone on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touchstone telephone. If we had a call, it was John Case, C9DDF, checking on the hotline. So when I transmit, you hear that phone ring. That's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Okay. At this time, do we have any more stations I'd like to check in? Please call now.
Hey, KD9MED here with a guest check-in.
Go ahead with that guest check-in.
Hey, this is KD9MED. We've got a guest that's listening in all the way from Florida. Guy's name is Michael, and he's down there in Pensacola, Florida right now, and he's listening in to our stream.
That's correct. Do you have his call time?
Well, actually, he's not a amateur radio operator, but he did find our stream, and he's listening in right now.
Well, Jeff down in Pensacola, Florida. I'm sure the weather down there is a lot better than it is here. We had 7.5 inches of snow here in Freeport, Illinois. We're 30 miles west of Rockford, where the repeater is located, 90 miles west-northwest of Chicago. So I'm sure that you got lots of, the weather's definitely much warmer down in Pensacola than it is here. That's for sure. Hey, thank you for listening. And if you're interested in becoming a ham, contact your local club down there, and I'm sure they'll get you set up, get you an ARRL Tech Q&A book, and study for your license. You'll be in business. Well, Mike, thank you very much for doing that. I sure appreciate it. That's great.
All right, you're welcome there, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? We got plenty of time. And I think things are kind of slow anyway. So I think what I'm going to do, what should I do with all my papers? All right. We'll read that later. And I think what I'm going to do, we're going to read the DX Code of Conduct. One moment, please. The DX Code of Conduct. 1. I will listen, and then listen again before calling. 2. I will only call if I can copy the DX station properly. 3. I will not trust the DX cluster and will be sure of the DX station's call sign before calling. 4. I will not interfere with the DX station nor anyone calling and will never tune up on the DX frequency or in the QSX slot. 5. I will wait for the DX station to end a contact before I call. 6. I will always send my full call sign. 7. I will call and then listen for a reasonable interval. I will not call continuously. I tell you what, that's what some stations do there. 8. I will not transmit when the DX operator calls another's call sign, not mine. 9. I will not transmit when the DX operator queries a call sign, not like mine. 10. I will not transmit when the DX station requests geographic areas other than mine. 11. When the DX operator calls me, I will not repeat my call sign unless I think he has copied it incorrectly. 12. I will be thankful even when I do make a contact. 13. I will respect my fellow hams and conduct myself so as to earn their respect. And number 14, this is what Kerry K9MED and I added there. So this number 14, I will send a QSL card or email to the DX operator to confirm my contact with the station. That's the DX Code of Conduct. Okay, before I continue, are there any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, at this time, I will read the contester's code of ethics. 1. I will learn and obey the rules of any contest I enter, including the rules of my entry category. 2. I will obey the rules for ham radio in my country. 3. I will not modify my log after the contest by using additional data sources to correct call sign / exchange errors. 4. I will accept the judging and scoring decisions of the contest sponsor's final. 5. I will adhere to the DX Code of Conduct in my operating style. 6. I will yield my frequency to any emergency communications activity. And number 7. I will operate my transmitter with sufficient signal quality to minimize interference to others. That's the contester's code of ethics. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and read the amateur's code. 1. The amateur is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2. The amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League to which amateur radio is represented. 3. The amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science. It is well built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly. Slow and patience anyone requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. Number 5, and this is very important. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows it to interfere with any of his duties he holds in his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony K9RFD REC here in Stevenson County, Illinois says, something to live by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please phone now. Okay, well, I can't think of anything else around here. Well, I'm going to keep the net open past 10 o'clock. So I'll tell you what you want to do. If anybody wants to do any rag chewing or anything like that, let's just, you can go ahead and do so. We'll keep this net open till at least after 10 o'clock. So I'll stand by here if anybody wants to rag chew or do something. This is K9GCR. Friday Night Fun Net, we're standing by. Oh boy, we had 7.8 inches of snow. Just watching the news on Channel 39. All you guys over in Rockford had 9 inches, 9.0 inches. Byron only got 3.3 inches. The lucky dogs. Oh boy, I don't want any dead air around here. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Is anybody? Oh yes, yes. I got some information I want to pass along to everybody. Mark your calendars for Friday, April 5th. April 5th. 2024. The 800th edition of the Friday Night Fun Net is going to take place. I looked this week or last week. I checked my checked all my checking list from the thing from the 700th edition of the net we had about 2 years ago. We got let's see. We got April 5th will be the 800th edition of the net. We're going to do a lot of special stuff on that day, so just mark your calendars down for that date. the 800th edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. This is Friday Night Fun Net number 798. Okay. I just happened to think about that, folks. Okay, any more stations want to check in? Please call now. I'm sure Dean K9FLO and the Kirk KD9MED should be checking in shortly. I'll bet you Dean probably forgot about it. He's probably taking a nap or watching TV or something. He'll be along shortly. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or traffic, or anything you'd like to bring before the net? Please go ahead. I want to make sure I didn't time out the repair, but I think the ID just went off. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, and the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun, that Central Freight Board. Now I know what I was going to do. Mention all the other nets we have in the area. Don't forget. About 20 minutes. We got this 19 minutes to be exact. We had the Night Watch net out of Chicago on 443.750 Repeater in Chicago with PL 114.8 plus saw set. If you cannot pick up that repeater, switch over to the 440.950 repeater in Janesville. That's Chad, W9AXD Repeater. And he'll have that linked up with the CFMC repair so you can catch the Night Watch net on that one. They have that net runs 7 nights a week. Last night they ran for just under an hour. That depends on who's net control and how many stations check into that net. Don't forget the Saturday evening Ragtune net tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater. I don't know who will be net control tomorrow night, but net control usually brings up a topic. You want to talk about that, fine. Now you can bring up something else. They go around a few times to talk about different stuff. Well, that's what it's all about, Ragtune. That's what the name Saturday evening Ragtune net. Sunday evening at 7:30, 7 o'clock on 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 saw set. Big Thunder and Radio Couple holds its Sunday evening net. Now that net used to be on at 8 o'clock, but they switched and moved over back to they moved ahead to 7 o'clock. The Green County Aries Racing net meets on Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. I should say, on the 145.110 repeater Monroe with PL 123.0 minus offset. This Sunday it'll be Brandon K9TNU in Monroe. He'll be net control. He and Scott K9YI are net control of that Sunday evening net. At 8 p.m. on Sundays on 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL 114.8 minus offset. The Whiteside County Aries group holds its Sunday evening net. Shouldn't have any problem getting to that repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois 8th Police Troop 1 radio tower down at their main headquarters in Sterling. Let's see. Okay. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater, we got the Monday night rah-rah info net. I ain't sure they're using net control operator with Larry, K9KGT. So, and Okay. Then at 8 p.m. on 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL1 82.5 minus loss at Lee County Aries Group holds its Monday evening net. Monday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with a PL of 100.0 minus loss at the Kishwaukee Trail Cup holds its Monday evening net. Now, for whatever reason, there was no net held this past Monday. I don't know what happened. That's highly unusual when they don't have a net on Monday evenings at 8:30. I guess whoever net control must have forgot that there was a net on. Tuesday evenings, we got several different nets to choose from. We got the Tuesday, we got the Health Tech and Social net on this repeater at 7 p.m. with Larry, K9KCT's your net control operator. I think he had 8 or 9 check-ins. I was not here this past Tuesday because I was at the weather spiral class at Island College here in Freeport. At the same time, the Rock County Public Service net is held on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville with a PL 123.0 minus offset. Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 146.2 plus offset. The Ogle County Hams net is held. It's a brief net. If they have time, they'll switch over to 146.595 simplex for a brief simplex net. Then they'll go back to the repeater at 9 o'clock for the 9 o'clock Ogle County Hams radio net for Erie Skywarn. Okay, Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. we're on this repeater. A new net just started. It's the Wednesday evening chat net. Let's see. They were talking about their different stuff. I think who was your favorite school teacher or your worst school teacher back when you were in school? Grade school, junior high, middle school, high school, whatever. That's what they were talking about. That's a good net they started on Wednesday night. Also at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We had the weekly Stevenson County Aries net and I run that net. And so when that net gets done, I switch over to this repeater for the chat net. Also at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net, runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. until all traffic is handled. Mel K9RFD, the trustee of the 39 repeater, brings the Sam's Radio Newsline. It's a 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to Sam's Radio. Mel is also a trustee of the 39 repeater. And he and I sure use the net control operator. Then Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we have the Winnebago County Skywarn training net. I ran the net last night. I think I had a total of 6 check-ins, and that only lasts about 15 minutes. But the purpose is to get you ready for the upcoming severe weather season. So that's what we do. Okay. Also at 7 p.m., the DeKalb County Aries Group holds its net on 146.730 repeater, DeKalb PL 100.0 minus offset. Okay. The senile net is held every day, Monday through Friday, 1400, 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz at 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck, W9AXD Repeater as net control operator. Okay, now you're all caught up to your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local club. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations like check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Does anybody have additional questions, comments, or drive or any input you'd like to bring before the net? This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, and the K9RFD Repeater and Rockford transmitting from Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. Are there any more stations I'd like to check in this time? Please go now. Okay, here's number 29 of the original 30 radio nut jokes. You know you're a radio nut when your cat or dog instinctively knows not to bother you when you're in your radio shack. Here's one of the homemade radio nut jokes. You know you're a radio nut when you have to make a phone call to set up a time to make a contact on the radio. And then send a postcard or QSL card to confirm that you talked on the radio. That's the wife from the wife of Pat K9RFD. I heard from him in the coolest age. That was Louise, KD9AGR. Do we have any more stations I'd check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Here's one. This is from Mark, N0WLU, LLWLV. I haven't heard from him in a coolest age either. You know you're a radio nut when you set up a repeater in the graveyard. Here's another one. This is from Rob, NA9N in New Glarus, Wisconsin. I haven't heard from him in a coolest age either. You know you're a radio nut when your idea of a dream vacation is a de-expedition to North Korea. Do we have any more stations? I'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now. Here's another one. You know you're a radio nut when Jim Beam sounds like a fantastic antenna. That's from Rod, KD9MED. Oh, yeah. Here's one from the late Scott Francis, 89SF. You know your radio nut when you have a dog that barks, O-U-T, in Morse code, when he or she wants to go out instead of scratching on the door. He was at KG9SF, now AA9SF. I just had to think about that. That was from Scott Francis, A9SF. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna do my honorary check-ins now. N9ARB, Tony, our EC here in Stevenson County, HC honorary check-in. N9TAB, HC honorary check-in. One of the best guys in the whole world. He checked in the last week to give an announcement. The plan for visitation and funeral for Scott Francis, 89SF. Richard. N9VO. HC honorary check-in. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Alright, let's see. Alright. W9RLT, Ricky, HC honorary check-in. AC9KZ, HC honorary check-in. KD9ZIY, Seth, HC honorary check-in. KD9ZTZ, Corey, HC honorary check-in. Now I'll do my Stevenson County check-in. KD9LOA, HC honorary check-in, Brandon and Ruralina. K9OVJ, John and McConnell, HC honorary check-in. N9WSQ, George, our club president, HC honorary check-in. Okay, any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now.
89EPZ, the man with the new oxygen concentrator.
Good evening, yeah, okay. I did put you down, so you're already checked in. Good, so, okay, I was hoping they'd show up soon. That's good, that's good.
Time I went on my backup tank, and it was in the red when they got here, so... Yeah, it wasn't no time spared. Well, she had to come all the way from Sterling, so it was, you know, it took her a while. But she switched machines, and she says that from what the specs say, this machine may draw a little less power than the old one did, so that would be nice.
Yeah, That's great. That is great.
This one supposedly draws 360 watts. The old one drew 450. So that should knock at least $8 or $9 off my electric bill.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got that situation resolved. That would not have been a good thing for you. You probably would have had to end up calling the fire department for end up having to take you to the hospital or something.
They would have had to take me to the hospital and put me back on oxygen until they got something here for me to get on oxygen. So fortunately, the company I get my I get my oxygen from, they're pretty good. They have a 24-hour on-call, and they, you know, it took her a couple hours, but she was here, so that works.
So this is K9G with the Friday Night Fun and a K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown, Winnebago County jails now going into lockdown. Harry, K9MED, was telling me he used to listen to jail frequencies. They're on a scanner every night at 10 o'clock. Dispatch calls all the correctional officers. Lockdown, lights out, time to put the jailbirds to bed. Nighty-night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad we got that situation resolved. I don't know, I'm assuming you were probably listening to that. We were talking about professional wrestling. WWE is making an appearance in Rockford this coming Sunday at the BMO Center. I was kind of asking everybody who their favorite wrestler was, like now or back in the day, back in their younger days.
I'm trying to remember. I didn't used to watch much wrestling, but my kids used to enjoy it. But I don't know. Probably. Oh, geez, why can't I think? Why can't I think of his name now? Oh my gosh, the Lion, not the Lion King. Oh God, never mind.
Maybe I can help you. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, or Macho Man Randy Savage, any of those names ring a bell?
I know who they are, and Hulk Hogan was all right, but I kind of liked, oh my gosh, why can't I think of him? He's in all kinds of movies and stuff now.
Are you talking about the Rock?
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson.
Saying that too. Yeah, that Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's back on the air now because he's been making appearances on I think on Monday night on the Nitro and on Friday night SmackDown. As far as I know, he was not on the air tonight. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't like the old days. When I wrestled in high school, and believe me, what we called wrestling there is not what they call wrestling. You know, the wrestling on TV and whatever now, it's just entertainment. They're all acting.
Oh, you know, and I know. Oh, it has always been that way. Ever since they started way back in the day. We'll say even back when the wrestling appeared on TV many years ago. I used to like to watch the Crusher, the Bruiser. Let's see, Mad Dog Machanda's brother, the Butcher, Vern Von Roski, Vern Gagne. Oh yeah, Larry, Pretty Boy Hennig, oh, you bet. The rest were back in the day, yes.
Yeah, but then of course they're not doing, what they're doing isn't, you know, wrestling. It isn't like, what did they used to call it, what we used to do in school, Greco, was that Roman Greco? I don't remember.
Greco-Roman?
Yeah, that's what most of your school team and wrestling teams are doing.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Al, I better let you go here. Let's see about I think Matt, W9AXD was going to check in. He's got, he was watching a school play. The kids are in the school play. He's supposed to get back on the air. He's supposed to be on the air here any minute now. Al, I'm going to say, 7-3, I'm glad you got that situation resolved with your oxygen tank. Didn't want to be without that. 7-3, catch you later. We'll catch you on the, maybe on the Rag-Chew net tomorrow night.
Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, I'll try to be, I'll be here. I don't plan to be anywhere else. So we'll talk to you then. We have a good rest of the net, what there's left, and I know it's almost over, so KD9EPZ back to net.
Okay, we're just about ready to wrap this thing up anyway. Thanks, Al, for checking in. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, Mike, go ahead. Okay, he's checked in. He's checking number 36, Casey. Good hearing from you again. When I get done, I'm going to switch over to 440.950. I'll catch the night watching that. So, okay. Thanks, Casey, for checking in. Thanks for that internet check-in there, Mike. Okay, do we have any more stations? I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net. Please call now. Okay, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, the trustee of the Repeater, the members of the 195 group who allowed us to use this Repeater to host the Friday Night Fun net. I'm going to run down the list of stations who checked in so far. Myself, K9RFD net control. N4WGN. Bob, my OSB here in Freeport, my early bird check-ins. KF9SD here, keep finding $9 silver who checked in on the Friday Night Fun net hotline, early bird check-in. And W9JTC, these are my short time check-ins. W9JTC, AC9NW, 89VU, KD9VBX, K9QPL, W9AXD, KB, and KB9SSV. Now, these are my regular check-ins, K9EPC Al, K9YBG Dale, N9BWM Bruce, K9MED Mike, and K9MED Terry, John, K9DDF, checking on the Friday Night Fun net hotline. K9YFD, Rich down in Cheney, Illinois, came to Weather Smile Class Massachusetts. K9KWR, Don Boyd, KD9ZPG, John and Boyd, K9CFL, Mike, K9FDO, Justin, H9GO, Larry and Rockton, and there's better at K9YUM, I checked her in anyway. W9KLG, AK9F, these are my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, N9CAB, N9ZO, WX9RLT, H9JZ, K9ZIY, KD9ZTZ, K9LOA, K9OBJ, N9WSQ, and K9IH. We got how many check-ins? Let's reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 on-air check-ins, 2 early bird check-ins, 1 internet check-in. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on-air check-ins, a grand total of 36 check-ins overall. Now, do we have any more stations like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KE9N, good evening, Kurt. What's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. I just actually got downstairs here about 10 minutes ago. And not much is really going on with me. I'm testing some tubes out of an old radio that I have, and so that's what I'm doing right now.
That's good. That's good. How are they working?
Well, so far so good. I've tested about 6, and I probably got about 6 more to test, but so far everything's okay. I know I got a little problem with the radio, so the first thing you do if you have a problem is check the tubes and see how they are. So that's what I'm doing, Jimmy.
That's good, that's good. I just want to let you know, Dean, K9FLO has not checked in as it yet. I think I'll just go ahead and put him down as an honorary check-in tonight.
Yeah, that sounds good. I didn't talk to him today. Usually we talk every day, but I didn't talk to him today. But I'm sure he's fine. So, no, that sounds good. Sounds like you had quite a few people checking in then, Jimmy.
Yes, I did. The net started out slow tonight. I was kind of wondering what was going on, but eventually they kept coming in. So, Kurt, I don't know if you follow pro wrestling or not, but that I'm asking a question. Who's your favorite all-time professional wrestler? World Wrestling Entertainment, or WWE, is coming to Rockford on Sunday. It'll be at the BMO Center. I was just asking everybody who their favorite wrestler was back in the day or today.
You know, I really didn't have any. I didn't watch it very much, but once in a while I would catch it, and it just didn't catch my interest. But I could see how it would with some people, so I really didn't have a favorite.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. How many inches of snow did you get over there?
I would guess maybe 4. I would guess 4.
We almost had 8 inches here, and I was watching the news on Channel 39, and Rockford got 9 inches. 9 inches.
Well, I'll tell you what, we need the moisture, though, so that's good. And we could probably use another snowfall or 2 or some rain.
Well, I think it's supposed to rain most of the day on Monday. Tomorrow is supposed to be mostly sunny, the high is about 36. I'll tell you what, that sun is definitely a lot higher and a lot stronger than it was in January and February, so I'll bet you tomorrow we definitely see a lot of bare ground, because that snow was wet and heavy.
Oh, yeah, it was coming down really heavy today, and it was coming down kind of hard for a while. So, yeah, I'm sure it's going to disappear. I'm just looking, let's see, they're calling for tomorrow, Saturday, a high of 36, and then Sunday, a high of 40. Monday, they're showing rain, but a high of 54.
Oh, boy. That's the last thing you want to have, especially if you're living along those rivers and stuff there with any potential flooding.
Yeah, that's a real dangerous thing. You watch TV on some of these things, tsunamis that hit a nation or various things, like in California, when all of a sudden it rains really a lot, and people sometimes don't realize how dangerous water is. You get a whole bunch, man. I mean, it can just wash a whole house away, car right off the road. It's really pretty dangerous.
Oh boy, they always tell them that when National Weather Service, they always say you turn around, don't drown.
And you know what? People, now there are some smart ones out there. I think most people are pretty smart about things, but you always find the knucklehead who goes, oh no, I'll prove them wrong, I'll go through it, and then you find out he can't get out of his car because the water's too high, or it just takes his car away, or he gets stuck and he's sitting on the roof waving his hands, and you go, did you watch TV in like the last day or two?
Boy, ain't that the truth. I don't know why people want to be so stupid. I don't know why.
You know, it's just like up north. When we used to be up there, you know, and we had a place in Mercer, and, you know, they tell you every, I don't know, fall, winter, whatever it is, you better check that ice thickness before you go out on the ice, whether it be ice fishing or snowmobiling. And then sure enough, what do you find out in the news? Some knucklehead decides to take a snowmobile and go, I can snowmobile, it's not that big of a deal. And then all of a sudden, of course, he falls through the ice, which is bad enough, and then he has to realize that the DNR, they don't let you keep that snowmobile down at the bottom of the lake or whatever. You got to pay for someone to get that thing out. You can't leave it down there, and that's like $1,000 or whatever. But you know, you hear it year after year after year, and right at the beginning there, yeah, someone's just being kind of dumb.
Oh yeah, you know, plus the fact that they leave that snowmobile, you don't know when that gas, all that gasoline that's in there, whatever kind of fuel that you that has a tendency to leak out, then they'll poison the waterway too.
Yeah, it'll do a lot of different things. Poison the fish and, you know, things that live in the lake or whatever. And, well, that's a consequence of what happens that way. So that's why you should get $1,000 fine. Maybe that'll make you remember next year.
Oh, boy, you ain't a kidding there. That's for sure. You bet.
So anyhow, anything else going on, Jimmy?
No, pretty quiet there. I'll tell you what. They're watching the weather report. We got 7.8 inches. Robert got 9 inches. Byron got only 3 inches. That's Pearl City 8.3. So yeah, they're just having. With watching Channel 39, they're having the weather report on there. Oh boy. That was several down days thinking about Scott Francis and what have you. That guy will surely be missed.
He's been in ham radio a long, long time. And, yeah, I can remember back when he was a member of Rah-Rah. Actually, I put up his antenna. Me and Carl was over there. I remember that. And he did some work on the tower. There was another guy, I can't remember. Oh, Doug Abramson. He was over there, but I can remember I put up his tri-bander.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. You know, I was thinking of all the repeater trustees, what have you. You do a great job with the repeater chairman and what have you. I'll tell you what, I think Scott Francis and Eric Holcrum, I'll tell you what, they were really real repeater watchdogs. They didn't put up with any shenanigans or anything like that.
Yeah, they watched everything closer than your parents watched you when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Now, from what I hear, from what I've been told, I don't know how true it is. They say Eric is definitely not doing very well either.
Now, I don't know about his physical condition, if he's doing okay or not. Gosh, I haven't talked to him for quite some time, and we didn't regularly talk anyhow. But regardless, the point would be I didn't know anything about his physical or, medical condition.
Oh, yeah, here's so different, mighty different stuff going around there. But, getting back to what I was saying about Scott, he was telling me he was planning on getting back on HF one of these days. We even tried our best to see if we can move his table or his equipment so he can be within next to his bed or something like that. There too, but nothing came of it.
Yeah, he was asking me. He called me. Oh, this goes back probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago even. And he asked me if he could do something where he could kind of operate his station remotely without having it right there. And I said, well, can you do it? I mean, with any kind of I'm going to say laptop or some kind of computer deal. I said, can it be done? Yeah. It's not that easy to do necessarily. It's not like just flipping on a switch and there you go. You got to know a little bit, and I could set it up. You got to know a little bit about computers and this and that. I said, long story short, I think it's just going to be a hassle for you because it's just not that easy. And then we talked about, well, what if we at least got his radio by his bed and put his amplifier somewhere and maybe get that connected to his radio sort of remotely or automatically. But nothing really happened out of that. So I don't know. It's kind of a difficult situation.
This case on G-Star Friday Night Fun there, K9RFD Repeater Rockford. Yeah, oh boy, that's really a shame. And that was definitely killing him, that he couldn't get up back on the air.
Well, no different than Mo. N9, and gosh, I know you know his call, I just can't remember what it is, but that was really tough when he had to go into like a healthcare center or whatever. That was like the last thing he wanted to do is give up ham radio.
Yeah, that's where oh, you're talking about Mo Boldy. No, I didn't know his call, but yeah, I hear you. But that's what I'm going to tell my family. I said, if anything happens to me, I said, no. I'm not going to any facility. If I have to die, I'd rather die here, be with my radio equipment or anything like that. I said, I'm not I went through that 3 years ago when I was recuperating from COVID down at Belvedere. I thank Richard N9ZO and Kerry K9MED for letting me borrow his ball fang HT. But I said, I'm not going through that. I'm not going through that again. If anything happens to me, I'd rather be at home when that happens.
Yeah, and you know what? Everyone has those choices to make, so I don't think there's a right or wrong answer across the board. You do what makes you feel best and what you want to do. That's the nice thing about being an individual. You get to make those calls for what's best for you. Well, anyhow, I'll let you go, Jimmy. I'll be listening for a bit. I don't want to tie up your net necessarily or anybody else who maybe wants to get in there. So, 7-3, good to hear you, and we'll talk to you later then. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Hey, that's okay. If you and Dean can't ride you, I'll be glad to ride you with you. That's what I like. That's what I like about this set when you two get together. Okay, Dean, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here anyway. Okay, 7-3, Kurt, thanks for checking in. K9G will be clear. 7-3, have a good evening.
Okay, see you later. And just because Dean didn't check in or anything, tell him he owes us a bag of popcorn.
Okay. Okay, Kurt, will do. Okay, do we have any more stations, or would like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put down Dean, K9FLO as an honorary check. He's checking number 38. Kurt is checking number 37. Okay, any more stations you want to check in at this time? Please call now. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's see. I want to thank everybody for checking in. It was a great topic tonight. Who's your favorite all-time wrestler back in the day, and who's your favorite wrestler today? I don't know if you'll have anything on the news about on Sunday night about the wrestling exhibition or not at BMO, so we'll wait and see what happens. So, okay. I want to thank everybody for checking in, and be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your friendly neighborhood bar, your bartenders, your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the counter at your post office when you buy your stamps or mail a letter. Be sure you tell your bank teller, let me reset. Sure to tell your stockbroker, your new car dealer, your used car dealer. Be sure you tell your members of the local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives. Your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. Board check-ins and better than that. Make sure you have valid MCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we don't take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. You sit in the clubhouse, take a knee, or clench your fists and the national anthem's being played, we don't take your check-in. You don't back the boo, we don't take your check-in. Plain and simple as that. Okay. This is the last call for any stations while checking the Friday Night Fun Day from anywhere in the region. With route traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. I'll be monitoring the repeater in case I get any late bird check-ins. So, with that, tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing on this Friday, March 22nd, 2024 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. I return to the repeater and frequency normal average radio use at 9:29 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:29 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours, 29 minutes Zulu Time, with an unofficial count of 38 check-ins. So the reason, everybody, this net is now closed, the repeater is now open for normal average radio use. This is K9GCR wishing you all a very pleasant good night. Thank you for checking in. KD9MED, K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it, my had a 2-hour, 29-minute net, and unofficial count of 38 check-ins.
All right, Jimmy, we'll go ahead and get that live stream posted there. This is KD9MED, clear on your final.
Delivery, Mike, have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you next Friday night. KD9, Sharp, clear. Good night.
All right. Good night, Jimmy. KD9MED, clear.